All right, microscopes is lesson 3 for chapter 1. Vocab. We have light microscopes. Those use light and lenses to enlarge an image of an object. Compound microscopes are light microscopes that use more than one lens to magnify an object. Electron microscopes use a magnetic field to focus a beam of electrons through an object or onto the object's surface. Alright, so the development of microscopes. Microscopes allow people to see details that before could not be seen. One of the first microscopes was invented by a man named Anton van Leeuwenhoek in the 1600s and could magnify by about 270 times. The X in this case means times. In the early 1700s, Robert Hooke used a microscope to observe and name cells for the first time. So we have Anton van Leeuwenhoek up in the top right. In the year of 1657, I discovered a very small living creature in rainwater. And Robert Hooke in the bottom left here. By the help of microscopes, there is nothing so small as to escape our inquiry. Hence, there is new visible world discovered to the understanding. Types of microscopes. A light microscope again uses light and lens to enlarge an image. A compound microscope uses more than one lens to enlarge an image, and this can be up to 1,500 times. An electron microscope can magnify more than 100,000 times, all the way up to, I believe, 500,000 times in some cases. So here's an example of what the first light microscope looked like. It looks pretty basic, but that's what was first invented. Compound microscope, this is kind of what we use when we say that we are going to be using our microscopes. An electron microscope, in this case, is a very large machine that you need to have special training to run. More about electron microscopes. There are two different types. A transmission electron microscope, or a TEM, can view only non-living objects because they must be sliced and mounted on slides. In this case, the electrons actually pass through the specimen. The other type is a scanning electron microscope, an SEM, and they can be used to view 3D images of objects. The electrons, in this case, bounce off the specimen. The SEM is the cooler of the two. It gives the cooler pictures. So here's an example of what a TEM would look like. The object view. We just have, in this case, a cell with all of the different parts of the cell there. But this is what the SEM stuff looks like. This is I believe, a hookworm. And these over here are the teeth of a salamander. So you can think about how small a salamander are, and how small its teeth must be for us to see it with that much detail. It's pretty incredible.